Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for Amaretto Tiramisu. Now, just because this video was taped for a Christmas party, don't let that fool you. This recipe is amazing and can be used all year long. Thanks for joining me. Let's do this. Hi, welcome to Winging It in the Kitchen with Gina. Today we are going to make a almond tiramisu. It is the most amazing tiramisu ever. If you have ever made any of Ina Gartens recipes, you know that she's amazing and something that someone would totally be intimidated by. It's so easy. But in this recipe, we're switching it up a bit and using amaretto and milk instead of coffee and Kahlua. Completely different flavor. My best friend and I just went to New York and had it for dessert at an Italian restaurant. It was amazing. Of course, they didn't give me the exact recipe, but they kind of told me some ingredients and I figured it out. So, okay, here we go. So we are making a tiramisu. Do you guys have this cookbook? Do you have all her cookbooks? I do. They're amazing. She's amazing. Everything is butter and cream for the most part. So the only difference that I'm doing with Ina's tiramisu is I am using milk, whole milk. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I only had a little bit of whole milk left, so what I did is I poured some heavy cream in here a little bit, probably quarter cup, half cup, and then I added some 2%, and then you mix it up, and then it's whole milk. I truly wing it in this kitchen, I'm not even kidding. And then instead of the Kahlua, we're gonna use amaretto. So instead of coffee, we're using milk, and instead of Kahlua, amaretto, it's gonna give it this amazing almond flavor tiramisu. It's perfect for anybody that doesn't like coffee flavor. I just had a Thanksgiving party and I made it, and a couple people were super excited because they don't like coffee, which who doesn't like coffee? It does call for 6 extra large egg yolks. We have our own chickens. It just so happens that I've had chickens for about 6 or 7 years almost, and the old girls are not laying, and I haven't had the heart to get rid of them yet. The new girls are laying little eggs, so they're kind of small, they're not extra large. So instead of 6, I'm using 8, okay? So again, winging it. If you don't have 6 extra large eggs, you don't have to run to the store. If you have small eggs, just use a little bit more, not a big deal. The other thing is it's asking for room temp eggs. Of course, I didn't plan to do this right now. I was gonna do it tomorrow morning because it's for a party tomorrow night, and just decided to get it over with. I just went ahead and put them in a warm water bath. A lot of recipes that call for room temperature eggs, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even room temperature them, and the recipes turn out fine. But this particular recipe does kind of need your eggs to be room temp, and to cheat, you just put them in warm water. Mascarpone, it's a cheese. You need 2 tubs because each tub I think is 8 ounces, and you need 15 or 16 for this recipe. My favorite lady fingers are Bonomi. They actually come from like Italian delicatessens. They're really thick, big cookies. They're really hard. They have a really long shelf life, and just the ones that I've seen in grocery stores or at Trader Joe's are just kind of like wimpy and soft already. The last thing you want is a soft cookie that you're gonna dip in fluid and then it's gonna be even more soft. Does that make sense? Because then it'll be kind of mushy. So this is a great brand. Just order them online because Amazon is like my BFF. So. And then I just like to sprinkle the top with almonds. In the regular tiramisu recipe, you would do like shaved chocolate. And don't get me wrong, that it's the most amazing tiramisu recipe ever. Everyone goes crazy, especially my dad. But I'm gonna do an almond flavor one. So it just so happens I make a lot of toffee that everyone loves. And I don't like to put the powdery part or the really tiny pieces of almonds in my toffee. So I just save it if I think I'm gonna make this dessert. And then now I've got already crumbled almond bits to put on top. Okay, let's get started. So basically, you're gonna need to whisk the egg yolks and the sugar, and so I am gonna crack these, and I basically save all my egg whites because I'm a big, most of you know, French macaroon maker, and so I use so many egg whites. I usually throw away tons of egg yolks because there's not too many recipes that I need that many egg yolks. So it's kind of nice when it's the opposite. All of my egg yolks. I am just going to throw that there and move it aside. So it calls for a quarter cup of sugar, And I've got my sugar and flour canisters right over here. It's gonna be high speed for 5 minutes, and it actually does take that long. So I'm gonna turn this off for a minute so you don't have to listen to that for 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and as you can see, this is like a beautiful, very pale yellow, very pale. So what I'm gonna do is just put that back together. And you are going to, I actually want to get my milk, it's cold, so I want it to get more like room temperature. Usually you make really strong coffee and then kind of let it come to room temperature to use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 cups because I just know from experience that 1.5 cups is not enough, and I would rather have a little bit more than have to stop in the middle to make more fluid to put my cookies in. All right, so I'm just gonna stick this in my microwave for 1:30. Okay, so I'm gonna add my mascarpone cheese. And I can never get these plastic things off, so I'm just gonna cut around it like so. What desserts are you guys making for Christmas this year? I'd love to know. All right, so I'm gonna put this back up. And basically just gonna put in little bits at a time. All right, gonna stick that on, get it going a little bit. I want to get it off of the side, so I usually just stop it for a second. I love the KitchenAid, but I don't like the way it doesn't get all the sides. So you'll see in future videos that I use my hand mixer quite a lot. But obviously I'm not gonna stand there for 5 minutes to get the sugar and the eggs, you know, to be that light yellow color, so that's why I just kind of use this. Now it calls for to mix with the cheese. You're gonna mix normally a 1/4 cup of the Kahlua and then a 1/4 cup of the coffee. And so I'm just gonna do 1/2 cup because, well, you need 1/2 cup of liquid, right? So, and I don't want to really add milk to the cream. So, a little extra Amaretto never hurt anybody, right? Pour that in there, and then to this would be my coffee mixture. I'm using the milk instead. I would add another, but remember I put extra, so I'm just gonna do another 1/2 cup in here. That will make it extra delicious. And then I actually have some almond extract, and it's just to give it a little hint of almond flavor, a little bit more. So I'm just gonna put a couple squirts of that in there. And then what you wanna do is after this is kind of mixed good, you kind of wanna put it on a high speed and get it kind of thick and fluffy. Okay. That looks good and delicious. And then I just like to not waste, so I like to clean off. Okay, this is getting real in the kitchen with Gina right now. Okay, I just like to clean off my little. Okay, so now we are gonna go ahead and put tiramisu together, the almond tiramisu that is. It's really nice if you get a trifle bowl, one that's clear glass, because it's really a beautiful dessert. And we're gonna start by, you just take the cookie, there's like a sugary side, I just keep that side up. There's probably no reason or rhyme or reason for that. And so you're gonna dip the cookie in the liquid and then let the excess drain out, and then you're just gonna place them in the bowl. All right, so you'll notice that when you are placing these in here, like I can tell that a whole cookie won't fit in that area, so I'm just gonna break the tip off and leave it here, knowing that I will use it eventually. And there's another one. Because you want them to fit nicely. You don't want them to overlap, you just want it to have a flat look. And then like this tiny piece looks like it will fit in nicely right here. So you want the whole bottom of the dish covered in cookies, but you don't want them overlapping. There you go. All right, and then you're gonna take your spatula and you're just gonna whip up a little bit of that cream, just kind of put a nice little layer of that in between. And you're just gonna push it out to the edges. And it's kind of neat because when you cut into it, it just looks like, it's just like a layered cake that you made. These lady fingers are pretty cool. Okay, so then you're going to just start again. Dip it, let it drip. I don't know why, I just always start in the middle. And work out to the sides. Just my thing. You can do whatever you want. I haven't made this Amaretto version for my dad yet, so I'm excited to try that. My dad is going to be 80 this next May. Pretty amazing. And we are going to rent a house down in Newport and I'll hang out for a few days. And so I'm sure that I will be doing lots of baking and cooking while we're there. This one's a little bit too big. Let's move that. Let's see. Like, this is seriously not, is this not the most easiest thing you've ever seen ever? And so delicious. Okay, let's do another layer of cream. Oh my goodness, looks like love on my lips. Okay, let's do one more layer of cookies. And see that. And the reason why you let all the excess drain is because, again, you don't want all the cookies to be too soft and wet. So that, I'm just gonna kind of squish that in there so that it fits. Let's see if I can fit that little piece in there. There's a little piece that I already dipped. I'm just gonna fit that one in there. And then I've got my almonds. Sprinkle some almonds on that puppy. And then I'm gonna refrigerate it at least six to 8 hours minimum. The best thing really is to do it overnight, so all those cookies can get nice and soft. The cream mixture just kind of all melds with the cookies and you have a little bit of heaven right there. Okay, so try this recipe, tell me what you think in the comments below. Tell me if you would prefer the regular tiramisu with coffee Kahlua better, or what other desserts are you guys making for Christmas? I'd love to hear. Please don't forget to click on subscribe. Da, 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 da. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.